And we're on. Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters Podcast. With me always is Terrence, aka T-Money.
And you smell what the lion is cooking.
There we go, let's go. We are doing the Raw Reunion and Smackdown Edition review on July 22nd and 23rd. About to say January. With the J's. Okay, so, first off, hell of a good time. Let's get started with this. Started the show with John Cena. He made a comeback. And then he gets interrupted and showcased by the Usos. And they asking him to bring out the thug.
The Doctor of Thugonomics.
Doctor of Thugonomics. Thank you. And, he does not disappoint. It's one of the reasons why I love John Cena's earlier career and so many others. He actually straight up burnt the Usos, talking about their mugshots. How's it like going to prison? And they loved it. And then they tell him again, because he's about trying to leave because he got places to be. And he goes and says, no. Where you think you going? You ain't gonna come out here and meet our pops and dance with him? And here comes Rikishi. After so long, Rikishi comes in, and then Rikishi tells John Cena, hold up, dog. I know you ain't leaving without getting down. And we were about to have Rikishi and his two sons and John Cena about to break it down in the ring. We get interrupted by fucking Revival. And they're backed up by a future Hall of Fame legend. Future Hall of Fame legend.
He's already in a Hall of Fame.
He is?
Yeah. With Bubba.
Already? They had the award ceremony and everything?
Yeah, last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, it's so fresh, I still forgot. Hall of Famer. Demon! And his Dudley Boy get-ups. So, John Cena would just vanish. And it would be the Usos versus the Revival with legends in their corners. The Usos got their dad, and the Revival would have Devon. I'm trying to remember who won that match.
It was the Usos.
With the Usos, treated rat. There it goes. There's more to it on the other side. Yep, the Usos ones. Yay! I'm happy to hear that. Next, we would have all of this. I haven't seen her in so long. She has not gotten any fucking airtime. Alicia Fox with Tori Wilson and Caitlyn and I think another Dania Brooks was back there.
No,
and
that wasn't Dana Brooks. That was Julian Hall.
That was Julian?
Yeah.
I thought it was Dania Brooks next to Caitlyn.
No.
And then Tori Wilson showed up, one of your favorites. Mm-hmm. And then here comes Santino, and they couldn't bring his sister, Santina. Mm-hmm. But the Cobra showed up.
It was freaky. Santino was freaky weird.
But then we would have Drew McIntyre show up and just look at him and sarcastically say, legends. He would then go out to face in a rematch with Cedric Alexander, ultimately attacking him from the outside and trying to see if they got an actual match going. I forget. Yeah, I don't think there was a match. It was just a straight up brawl. Where Drew McIntyre got the upper hand.
It's just a fight.
Polarizes poor Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Actually, Drew McIntyre, it says here, he prefers actions over words.
It's been reported people didn't like that match.
It wasn't even a match.
Well, a fight.
Yeah.
They said it was born. They said that was born part of the Raw reunion.
I would have to agree. Honestly. I even skimmed through it, thinking it was a match.
They said that when I read on the comments, they're saying that they don't see Cedric Alexander fighting a guy like
Back up. You're not on the frame. Back up.
They said they don't see the guy like Cedric Alexander in the fight between Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre is a
bigger weight class.
Bigger.
And what the fuck is Rey Mysterio?
Same thing. He just put on weight.
Anyway, we also have the Viking Raiders finally have some real competition in the former Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and they lay waste to them. Seriously, when is the Viking Raiders going to get a title shot?
When the people like them, that's how they get.
They do. They're screaming Raiders. No, they're all doing this.
That's not everybody though.
Bullshit.
That's what WWE says. If they told CM Punk, if people like you, I mean a lot, that's when you get a shot.
Gracious in defeat, they said. We then have an interesting match. We would have Samoa Joe, who goes and makes a speech, because I remember this now that they mentioned Samoa Joe, about how these days the legends come back to just try and take up space and time. Pretty much the same thing as some other superstars like Dolph Ziggler, as well as Drew McIntyre would say. But he would actually go so far as to mention Roman Reigns and his family, because the Usos and Rikishi came out. He made bad references on them, just trash talking the Samoan family. Roman Reigns comes out to whoop his ass. In good fashion, the match was spectacular. These two laid it out hardcore in the ring, but before that, Samoa Joe didn't want nothing to deal with Roman Reigns. It's Roman Reigns. Ooh, did he call him out for the match to be official, where he all red as face, sweaty as hell already. Samoa Joe accepted the match knowing that he's pissed that he got called out.
I guess all Samoans are cowards.
Not all Samoans are cowards or wimps. He's like, oh, you did not just say that. Ultimately, thanks to the fact that Samoa Joe at the time was trying to get back in the ring after getting punched on the ropes and dropped to the outside ring. Once he came back, freaking Roman Reigns does not hesitate. He's barely getting in the ring, barely getting up. He gets spared while still on his knees, barely getting on his toes. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Samoa Joe is taken out. That's fun. That was fun. We then have an issue with a pregnant wife and her hormones raging once again in Maria Kanellis, where Mike Kanellis is actually asking legend, well, considered legend. I don't know if she's a Hall of Famer yet. Right? Eve?
No, she's not Hall of Fame.
Eve Torres. And she takes it as a point of knowing that she is the bread maker, that she wants, he's supposed to rub that oil over her belly so she doesn't get stretch marks because of her acting career, that she's the bread maker, not him. Mm-hmm. Then we have good old, one of his names was Farouk, right?
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons. Come in, look at him and say, and then he looks at the microphone, that other WWE legend and WCW legend. What's his name? With the microphone? And the hearts?
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan was there also talking with him. He would actually grab that microphone and go, damn! Next, oh man.
The mouth of the South.
I love this promo. I loved it. We had The Miz and Miz TV talking with Seth Rollins and what he's going to do against Brock Lesnar. And he goes and says that Brock Lesnar is a Seth Rollins wannabe. Paul Heyman interrupts in the back near the stage, ultimately saying that, and I'm trying to say it like him, Brock Lesnar only did to you what you did to him 4 years ago at WrestleMania 31 when you cashed in the Money in the Bank on Brock Lesnar. And it's like, that's exactly my point. Because Brock took Brock Lesnar 4 years to repent me for that incident, ultimately making him a Seth Rollins wannabe. Paul Heyman then comes out to the stage to try and talk down to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins not having it, saying that if he doesn't leave and shuts his mouth, that he's going to give him the count of 5 and kick his ass. He goes and counts from 5, 4, 3, 5. He says, wait. Favorite part. I'm just an advocate. 4, 3, 2, 1. He does the same thing you and the other guys do when y'all making jokes on me. I made that reference on Tumblr saying, my friends, when they making jokes on me. And he's getting hard. He was like, yeah. You think you're going to be hung? Yeah. Well, I'm going to whoop your side ass. Like, what? No. But at that point, you'd be egging me on still, and I'd be like, getting my ass up. And you're like, oh shit. That's y'all. You'd be like, oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah, you attacking us with a weapon.
Shoot, I don't have to even get a weapon. I just have to get my ass up like this, and you'll be like, oh shit. Just get up. I'm like, what you say? That's what y'all do. There, here's your phone. Ultimately, and I gotta say this after we do Raw. But that's after. Okay, let me see. In the back, we would have Sami Zayn actually talk trash about the Legends. That was the fourth guy who was talking trash about the Legends and all that came before him for the Raw reunion.
Saying that they
Sami Zayn.
Saying that they should not be, they need to stay home. Because no one cares about the Legends.
Yeah, and that's when Rey Mysterio steps up, speaks on behalf of all his fellow colleagues from back in the day, and actually says that, you got a problem with me. That's how it is, huh? That's how it is. Well, Kurt Angle comes in his suit saying, when I was general manager of Monday Night Raw, we settled our differences in the ring. Ultimately laying down a challenge for the two, and they both accepted. It would then be a one-on-one match between Rey Mysterio and Sami Zayn. Ultimately, Sami Zayn was thinking of running away, and this was a big surprise considering we know he was on Impact Wrestling. We would have his iconic music that I have on my iPod, where you would hear "One of a Kind," Van Dam, Mr. Monday Nights come in and stop, and then we have Kurt Angle. We would then have the Hurricane Helms. Finally, he escaped from whatever situation from the Matt Hardy special. The Hardy special, Halloween special. Yeah. And we would also have another, I'm trying to remember, what was the fourth one? There was a fourth one. Here we go. We had Rob Van Dam. Sergeant Slaughter was the second one. Then Kurt Angle, and then Hurricane would walk down to the ring, ultimately forcing him to get into the ring with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio drops him, puts him in position for the 619, hits it, and goes for the pin. Ultimately victorious for the Legends. It's good to see Gregory Helms as the Hurricane. We love it. Also, fun fact, at Comic-Con, Gregory Helms took his shot at the 24/7 title. And when he failed, he actually did what you like to do. He actually looked up in the air, did this, and it says real quick, what's with that? And signaturely dashes away.
Yeah, me.
You do it.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
If I was Gregory, I would have kicked R-Triple.
Well, he just ran away. He didn't even go for a second round. As did freaking in a banana suit, freaking Drake Maverick going for another shot at the title.
But you know what would have been easy?
On that stage.
But you know what would have been easy for
Right.
It'd be easy for they tell R-Truth to defend that title in the ring.
Mm-hmm. We then have Seth Rollins against AJ Styles with the OC's original club. I guess it's calling themselves. I could be wrong. And here comes reinforcements like no other. We would have Seth Rollins defeating AJ Styles via disqualification. But then DX of Shawn Michaels and Triple H come out. Let me lead it up, my brother. We would then have the Road Dogg, Jesse James, and X-Pac, and also NWO members, Kevin Nash, and who?
Scott Hall.
Yeah, now you can do the accent. Now you can do the accent.
You just did. I was saying, come on, Rand, come on.
There you go. Do this accent.
Hey, yo.
He did an introduction, the original members of the Clip. Right? The Clip?
The one at the start was the NWO.
No.
That's
in WWE.
No.
It wasn't D-Generation X. It was Triple H, Sharma.
No, but
the Clip.
they didn't do it at the time.
No, not this. But they did. They were the Clip, right?
Yeah, but they didn't do the sign we were just doing earlier.
Too sweet. In Japanese, that's a fox sign.
The NWO started that.
Where the hell is that not mentioned? Why did they not mention that? There's so much going on in the back because R-Truth gets attacked by so many people. He's getting so because of the Raw reunion. In which case, the first one would be Drake Maverick's wife, and I imagine you like the gown she was wearing. Mm-hmm. She goes and insults R-Truth. Carmella gets in her face, talking, and gives the distraction for Drake Maverick to take the title, and he's running.
Saying that she said R-Truth ruined her wedding.
Mm-hmm. Ruined her wedding, ruined her night, ruined her husband's life, and ultimately, Drake Maverick is in the locker room with the boogeyman because he's trying to get away and he's trying to get his stuff. He's trying to unpack, and there's worms and dirt in his suitcase. And he's like, nah! He runs into the wall, and who would be the second person to have a title change on that night would be none other than WWE legend of the 80s. What's his name? Pat Patterson?
Pat Patterson.
There you go. Old man just kicked the living shit out of him, even though he's already hurt from running into him.
He was a legend from the 80s and 90s, the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
There you go. And then he goes and steps on him for the 1, 2, 3 title changes yet again later. I don't know this guy. What was his name? He said, "You stooge takes one to no one."
Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah, he doesn't get too far because, ladies and gentlemen, I can say it now. I can say it. It is definitely a title for everyone because WWE all-time, one of your favorites if I'm not mistaken, Kelly makes a return, gives him a hug and a knee to the gut, ultimately becoming the first ever woman to hold the title of the 24/7 title, Kelly. Woohoo! And then later we get to see Maurice? No, not Maurice. Melina. Oh, the splits scene, camera shooting, screaming diva of the back in the day gets her.
The second screaming diva.
Yeah, we would have her revealed that she's got her license to be an official referee. Will we see her in WWE more often as a referee? That is the question.
Well, actually, that's just a one-time thing.
And then we would see.
That was just a one-time thing.
Was it Candice LeRae? The sexy girl spinning?
Candice
Michelle. Well, she would get the drop on Kelly while she reveals that she is a referee. And Maria. Wait, did I say it right? There's so many M's.
Melina.
Maria, Melise, gets and becomes the new second woman of all time for the 24/7 title. And out of nowhere comes a legend. She goes and freaking puts her in a freaking chokehold, tapping her out. It's the woman who went over to WCW and put the WWE title in the trash. What was her name?
Medusa.
Eh?
Her name was Medusa in WCW, but in WWE, her name is Alundra Blaze.
Alundra Blaze, ladies and gentlemen. Becomes the third woman of all time to become 24/7 title. And then we have an unpredictable situation where she was about to throw the title away. I imagine a lot of people were happy and a lot of people were sad.
She did that in WCW where she threw the title on the trash. Eric Bischoff told her to.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Jr. come in and said that... Senior, sorry. I got the junior and senior mixed up. Senior come in and say, everybody's got a price for the $1 million man. And he then pulls from his jacket, and it looks like he was kind of iffy on pulling it out because it's a wad of hundreds. I saw that. There ain't no ones in that bill. There ain't no 20s, no 5s, no 10s, no hundreds.
My favorite legend in the 80s.
And he gives that money to her, and she just hands the title, and the title, no pinfall, no referee. The title is automatically changed by the view of camera and the audience of Tampa, Florida. I remember that one. In which case, we would then have an interesting development because of the fact that would be, I don't even know. We have Drake Maverick, one.
No, he gets, no.
2 legends, Carter Kelly, and 2 other females, Ted DiBiase. There you go. Now we get to him going into the limo for the 8th title change because of Drake Maverick is in there with a referee celebrating that he's got his title and his... Wait. That's the... Drake Maverick.
Okay.
2 legends. 3 women. Another legend. Now we got number 8 for a second time. And then R-Truth comes up from behind while he's celebrating with his wife and says, don't let go. Here comes Carmella to break it off. We would have 9 title changes. 9 title changes. Oh yeah, that's why I was saying 8, because it was throughout the whole show until they would say 8 title changes.
Drake Maverick is a 4-time WWE 24/7.
And R-Truth is a 10-time. Woohoo! He's a 10-time. And he drives off in the limo with Drake Maverick's wife and his baby, the 24/7 title. So we got wanted posters looking for his wife, as well as the 24/7 title. Okay. That's interesting. The reason why this is mentioned is because of what happens before all of that. Well, after R-Truth gets pinned by Drake Maverick, to be precise, because he's running through the ring of Raw. Well, Mick Foley is in the ring. He graces us with his presence. Graces. It sounded like racist you said there.
Graces.
Right? Can't say it. With his presence, Mick Foley, the hardcore legend, and he's looking at that title like, come to Papa. He gets right past him. I swear by the end of the night, I'm going to have that title. A promise not kept because the lights would turn off, showcasing his favorite moment when he became WWE champion, and ultimately a second appearance by the Dark Fiend of Bray Wyatt, laying waste to poor Mick Foley.
You know, he's doing something that Kane did when he's saying that wasn't him. Bray Wyatt is saying that wasn't him that's attacked Mick Foley.
23 minutes in.
You're still doing Raw?
It was still doing Raw. Okay, give me that. There we go. We then have a moment with Bliss and Nikki Cross hosting with the guest Becky Lynch. And as always, somebody's got to interrupt. It's the challenger at SummerSlam in her hometown.
That's not.
Yeah, buddy. And it breaks out into a brawl between the two. Daggone. There's a turn change. There's that. There's that. Now they mention it. I don't even know why the hell they did this. Local talent would fight Braun Strowman of all people, and it said, don't blink, this will be quick. And he was right. He throws him like a ragdoll twice and power slams him for good. Actually, he slams him. He freaking torso slams him. He doesn't choke slam, he torso slam. He goes and boom! Just gets it done. Why the hell? I didn't see that. That must have been in the back. Former WrestleMania tag team partner of Braun Strowman, Nicholas, was there. What the hell? We then have all the legends in the stage that showed up for that night, both backstage and on set on promos, including Mark Henry, that wasn't mentioned earlier, which is sad. And we would have Ric Flair make his appearance as well.
But one legend wasn't there in the ring with them drinking. Well,
no, he was in there, but he just wasn't drinking.
Scott Hall.
After the talk between not Ric Flair didn't talk, but Hulk Hogan did in his hometown, in which case, then we have my second all-time favorite, Stone Cold Steve Austin with his Raw Reunion t-shirt.
That's Stone Cold shirt, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, that t-shirt had the red skull, the red smoke, and Raw Reunion written on it.
In the back?
On the front.
Right.
Right there. Raw Reunion. It's blurred out, but I saw it. I watched it. That was a new t-shirt for the Raw Reunion, exclusive for Stone Cold. Check out on WWE Network, .com, shop.com and see. I'm curious. Anyway, we would have a speech given by Stone Cold that I'm just so happy to hear. He's being himself. At the same time, he's a little rusty, but he did a damn good job, and he had his own beer brand given out to everybody who was able to drink.
Except for the three people that didn't drink was
Shawn Michaels,
Alicia Fox,
Scott Hall. Yeah. And they would just have a good time. He's calling them family, and everybody, including the people running the cameras, the ref, the equipment, the fans, the millions, the people of us. Stone Cold said, we're family. We're WWE family. And he's being counted down. We got to go. And his music is like, everybody. It was one hell of a show. Go ahead and look up the 23rd of July for SmackDown.
Until the tape with Ric Flair got crazy at the hotel with all the wrestlers.
In which case, yeah, he would mention stories. I would recommend going on WWE YouTube and seeing what pops up. Just go ahead. Just look on any social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Look it up under WWE and see for yourself, because naturally they're going to freaking show that for a while. Anyway, while he's looking that up, we are going to give a shout out to our boys, Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, and Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube pages will be in the descriptions down below. Check them out. And a remaining shout out to Renee Farrow, Delvin, and Chris Petrie. So you got it. Be right back. All right, we're back. Gotta run through this because I don't know how to fix my damn phone. I did it with 52 minutes before on the Extreme Rules. I don't know how that worked then, because it says I can't pass 30 minutes or 4 gigs, which is weird. So with this, on SmackDown Live, we would have Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens agree to a match at SummerSlam with special stipulations. That has yet to be announced. Kevin Owens comes out and accepts the challenge. Ultimately, he would also have himself a match with Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns was Shane McMahon's past and Kevin Owens is going to be his future, and he wants them both to fight to be worn out for SummerSlam. And we would have interesting stipulations given to the power of Shane McMahon. We have Drew McIntyre as a special guest referee, special guest ring bearer Elias, and Shane McMahon would be a guest announcer for later that night. We would have Shinsuke Nakamura against Apollo Crews. Shinsuke Nakamura wins and victorious. We then also have an interesting Miz TV with Shawn Michaels, but Dolph Ziggler comes in, talks smash about Shawn Michaels, saying that he are just nothing but Dolph Ziggler wannabes, when Shawn Michaels points out, and everybody in the crowd is agreeing with him, and so would I, and so would you, is say that Dolph Ziggler is nothing but a 2-bit Shawn Michaels wannabe. And he does not like that. He goes and attacks both The Miz and Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels retaliates, in which people are speculating, and he says there is actual proof that this will be a match at SummerSlam.
But Shawn Michaels has to agree to it.
A Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam, and he just said it.
Because he's trying not to, he doesn't want to be in the ring.
If that doesn't happen, my best get is going to be Miz versus Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, actually, sorry about the Taylor's bro, they're not going to do that. I sent it to y'all.
Oh, in opening news, even Booker T mentioned this on his YouTube page. It is actually clear. I called it for this man right here. Dream match. The best of back then in the Attitude Era versus the best, theoretically, of today. Current era. Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. Reign versus Reigns. Multiple Reigns. 7-time women's champion versus 9-time women's champion at SummerSlam. Yeah. Who's the best?
I sent to y'all.
Yeah, you did. But you told me, and I'm telling them. Yeah. Right here, he got that info. Yeah. It would also be have a match between Ember Moon and Charlotte Flair, but thanks to the entrance of Bayley getting the distraction, Ember Moon would get the win off of Charlotte Flair.
Because Charlotte Flair is saying that she's the queen of all eras.
Next, we would have Kofi Kingston issuing a SummerSlam challenge to one Randy Orton. Courtesy of their past about a decade ago. Not a decade. Yeah, a decade. 10 years ago. We would have Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton in one of the best Ruthless Aggression era feuds.
Well, actually, it was more like a modern day era. Ruthless Aggression started off the last one in 2007.
Yep. Ultimately, Randy Orton would accept that challenge. Orton, Joe, Elias pursued a New Day in a 6-man tag team match. Ultimately, it would be Samoa Joe coming out saying that it shouldn't be him, that he's got unfinished business with him. Oh, that's right. That is last week. Why y'all mention this?
Because modern day era is the PG era.
No, that's a match from last week. It would be Samoa Joe with a rematch against Kofi Kingston, but by disqualification, Randy Orton would attack both Kofi and Samoa Joe.
Then Samoa Joe try again in Randy Orton's face?
Yep, he tried to do that turn around and he gets RKO, boom. And Kofi Kingston lays the Viper in the ring with a Trouble in Paradise, showing that he's better than he was before. We then have Finn Balor, who thought was going to be on vacation. I guess maybe he was for maybe a week or two. Came back and issued a challenge to Bray Wyatt's Fiend at SummerSlam. And by the looks of it, the Fiend, in his iconic clip, says, "Let me in."
But here's the sad news. WWE doesn't want Finn Balor to be the Demon King.
Nah, that would be perfect.
I know, but they
damn it did the size. They did the size. Damn it, we hit the 30-minute mark. I'll put it into part 2 then. Let's keep going. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns dissolved in a massive problem for Shane McMahon. Ultimately, it would be Shane McMahon getting his ass whooped. Ooh, let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you. Elias would be laid out. Drew McIntyre would be laid out. And Shane McMahon looks like he's about to have the come on top. Nope. Because the big dog and the fight actually put up Stunner and Superman punch, and the crowds are saying one more time. Well, they got it. They picked him up, Stunner, and I thought he was going for a spear. Nope, they're playing Kevin Owens music, and they're stating that once again, it's Vince McMahon's to Stone Cold. It's Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens. I guess they're honoring Stone Cold last night again. Anything else you want to cover, my brother? Since we got the time now. This is going to be a part 2 video.
I truly hope Shamak's tries to change his mind, but I doubt that he's going to wrestle because he said that he was too old for this stuff now.
Yeah. In which case, we're gonna probably. You're right, it's coming, right? Yeah, we ain't got no time.
Yeah.
We're gonna cover 205 Live and NXT come Monday, so that we can be ready because we ain't got no time. We ran out of time. We gotta go home, enjoy our weekend. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Because if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Right there, that red button. And hit that bell right at it. And hit it on the top where it's ringing for the notifications on the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon. This is T-Money. And just for the sake of arguing, this will be part 2. So if I can't combine it, there will be 2 separate videos. This will be also inclined to the previous video, closing that. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.